everybody, it's 6 o'clock, Come on, everybody, it's time to rock, Will it stop? Let's rock. Come on, everybody, it's 6 o'clock. Well, everybody knows just what to do, Turn your set to channel 2, Will it stop? Let's rock. Come on, everybody, it's 6 o'clock. Well, people gather round from the near and far to see their favorite TV
Australian rock and roller Lonnie Lee was born David Ricks on this day in 1940 at his parents' sheep station at Rowena in New South Wales. In 1957, he won a contest singing Elvis songs, which was a major industry in 1957, and had his first hit with It Ain't So in 1959. His biggest success was Starlight Star Bright in 1960. Lee spent most of his subsequent career in the US, but recently returned to Australia to found his own record company, Starlight Records.
Set, go man go. I got a gal that I love, so I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready, ready, ready to rock and roll. Well, I'm going to the corner, pick up my sweetie pie. She's my rock and roll babe, she's the apple of my eye. Shove to the right, shove to the left. We're gonna rock and roll to the yellow, yellow night. I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Rock and roll, it's Saturday night. I just got paid. Rule about money, don't try to say. My heart says go, go. Have a time, cause it's Saturday night. And baby, I feel fine. I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready, ready, ready to rock and roll. I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready, ready, ready to rock and roll. You know I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready. Ready, ready, tell you I'm ready, ready, ready to rock and roll.
30, you'll probably remember names like Crash Craddock and Dig Richards, Little Paddy Colejoy. They belong to the great days of Australian rock in the early 60s. Now, the days of bandstand, 6 o'clock rock, and when Australian recording artists were at the top of the hit parade every week of the year. Now, one of those wonderful, great names you remember of those days was Lonnie Lee. Now, Lonnie Lee left to seek his fortune overseas, but he's back this morning with us, and he's joined us on Good Morning Australia. Hello, Lonnie.
Hello, Carrie-Ann. Thank you.
It's certainly been a long time.
It surely has, yeah. It's great to be back, but and even though it's only 2-3 days.
Mm-hmm. Now, 1959, that was when you had your first hit.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And that was quite a while ago, so you must forgive a lot of people saying, Lonnie Lee's
Yeah,
going back. So what have you been doing since then?
Well, you know, once I had that hit, Starlight Star Bright, I went on to, I guess maybe for the next 4 or 5 years, and had a number of hits, which I was very lucky for. In 1962, I started going overseas, and then come 1966, I went to Europe and England for 3 years. That was my longest stint up to then overseas. And then ever since then, I've been just commuting backwards and forwards. Now, of course, you can tell by my accent, it's United States that I've been for a number of years.
Because you lived in Nashville for a while, and you've done a lot of writing. Glenn Campbell, Johnny Cash. I mean, you've done some great things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been very lucky in that respect. Plus, as well, I have some companies over there. We have a record company, and publishing, and we have a record promotion company which represents other companies, and it's all within the entertainment industry, and I still sing over there. You know.
So you still do some singing. Have you had any hits yourself, or you've concentrated more on the production side and the writing side?
Yes, I haven't been lucky enough myself, although I've been trying. You know, I'd be lying not to say that. But as far as my record company, just recently, in fact, just last week, we got a Billboard pick for one of my artists, who happens to be another Australian guy called Andrew Simmons. And it's a dance record like Michael Jackson, so it's starting to go. So maybe I won't do it myself, but maybe my record company will through Andrew.
When you say you live in Nashville, most people obviously say, oh, that's very country. Have you been concentrating on country, or you gone a little bit more across the board, country rock?
Yeah, more country rock. I've never really been country, but I've just had an affinity for it. I like it. I like the honesty of it, you know, and that's what drew me to Nashville. And of course, I found that although I tried to assimilate myself into it, I was too, and don't take this incorrectly, I was too sophisticated in my approach, and I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't countryfy myself enough to really be accepted down there. And no Australian really could, because it's a little different, you know.
Yes, I mean, they're very country.
They're very country. That they don't put it on. It's purely natural. I mean, how they are, how they sing, and how they are, and what they sing about is their total life. And of course, I'd be faking it, you know. Cool. So country rock is more in my thing. And of course, nostalgia rock, which is really me. You know. That's
big, isn't it? I mean, I was fascinated to learn that you actually had a morning television, something not quite Good Morning Australia. It was a later in the morning program, and you produced that yourself.
Yes, it was an exercise. So it's called, in fact, it was called Celebrity Exercise, and it was before all the aerobics and all this. It was 1977, I believe, and we had it on Channel 17 in Nashville, and we used to get the entertainers and sporting personalities in, and they'd talk about how they would exercise to keep fit and all that stuff. And we had some aerobics, and my company tried to syndicate it, which we did, but it really wasn't accepted nationally as what we would have liked it. It was too early. You know, of course, 3 years later, the whole aerobic thing comes in, and everyone's doing exercises now on TV. You know.
Well, here on Good Morning Australia, we couldn't let you go, Lonnie, without sort of reminding everybody out there who remembers this hit from 1959, and of course, re-educating a whole bunch of people who perhaps weren't lucky enough to be around then. So would you sing that first big hit for us?
Surely, thank you. Yeah, a pleasure. I love the song, even though I've sung it 10 billion times. Starlight, star bright, shine down on me. Bring back my baby back home to me. First star I see in the heavens tonight. Bring back my baby to hold me tight. Well, I know this waiting can send a man way down on his knees, but I'll keep on waiting until the day you come back to me. Starlight, star bright, won't you hear my plea? Bring back my baby back home to me.
Here's a little treat for you, okay? I'll show you what a great bloke this fella is. Fabian has agreed to join Carl Joy and Lonnie Lee, two of the other great rock and roll names from the 50s. And if you have a close look at the fella that's sitting at the piano, you're going to be meeting him in a couple of minutes. That's Richard Carpenter, who has also agreed to come in and play for them as well. So here they are, Carl Joy, Fabian, Lonnie Lee, and Richard Carpenter. Let's hear it.
Wop, bam, boom, tutti frutti, all fruity, tutti frutti, all fruity, tutti frutti, all fruity, tutti frutti, all fruity. Wop, bop, luma, wop, bam, boom. Got a gal named Daisy, almost drives me crazy. I got a gal named Daisy, almost drives me crazy. She knows how to love me, yes, to read. Know what you do to me, tutti frutti, all fruity.
Ah, yes, sir, she's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Oh, yes, sir, she's my baby now. Ah, yes, sir, we decided. No, sir, we won't hide it. Oh, yes, sir, you're invited now. By the way, hey, when we meet that preacher, I'll say,
starlight, star bright, shine down on me, bring back my baby, right back home.
3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on and join me high. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock. The broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 12, we'll do our best time to rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock. The broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Carpenter. Where else are you going to find those four together? Look at that. Thank you. Thanks, babe. That's great stuff. And what good sports too for those fellas to get together like that, do that. I think is terrific. Especially Richard Carpenter. He hasn't even been out here yet. He's playing piano for them. It's good.
Welcome back till 10. These days, rock music on television means stylish and highly produced video clips, expensive and colourful sets, and every television gimmick under the sun. 30 years ago, when it all began, rock and roll television looked like this.
Come on, everybody, it's 6 o'clock. Come on, everybody, it's time to rock. Well, it's up, and it's...
Yes, before the record.
Now, you've got together with some of the stars of 6 O'Clock Rock to actually make an album, haven't you? Tell me about that.
Well, I came back from America after living there for so many years in 1985, and seeing the guys again, Warren Williams, Barry Stanton, and all the different guys, they brought me up to date with the, I suppose, apathy in the industry as far as the nostalgia acts were concerned, because at that stage America was bringing back Fabian and the Diamonds and all that, and I was performing in all those shows there. Came back here and there really wasn't that happening, so they said to me, Lonnie, you're involved in records and stuff like that, how about you try and help us get the thing happening here? So I tried and got the old record companies that we used to record for, tried to get them interested in re-releasing our songs, but they said no, it's, they won't sell, no one's too much interested. So I thought, well, the only way I'm going to do this is do it myself. So I started my own records.
Yes?
Barry Stanton, Nolene Batley, who lived in America.
Yes, what's she doing these days,
Well,
Nolene
she lives in Miami and still sings with Barry Gibb, just lives around the corner from Barry Gibb and still sings. And I was very lucky to get her because she only comes to Australia about every 4 years for a couple of weeks. And so while she was out here, I grabbed her and put her into the studio, and she did Nolene, Barefoot Boy again.
Yeah.
So I've got Jay Justin, Adam, the Fawns, the Flanagans, who were the backing group. They were on all the original records as well. So the whole bunch of people, Johnny Devlin, you know, they're all on the show. It was great.
I think it's terrific because I mean I grew up through that era like you
not
did.
That old, Joan.
Oh, we won't talk about age, but I'm glad I did though. I am glad I grew up during that time.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the kids today. You know, for my kids and other kids around and the real young ones today, because that excitement is gone. It's not there. Countdown and all those programs are popular, but somehow they seem sterile. You know, not like what we used to go
I
through.
must admit, I enjoyed Countdown. That was great for the music now. But going back to that time, not all of the performers of 6 O'Clock Rock became stars.
No.
Just listen to this singer, see if you can recognise it.
Okay.
Well, she comes from Tallahassee. Woo! She's got a high-class chassis. Woo! Maybe looks a little classy. Woo! But to me she's real classy. Woo! She's my Tallahassee lassie. Way down in Italy.
Oh.
Far out. He didn't make it, no.
Ooh,
I wonder why.
not too many notes in tune there, Lonnie.
I know. I don't know how he got on. Somehow he did.
Oh, my goodness. Well, good memories. Thanks for joining us this morning. And your album, The Living Legends of Rock and Roll, available at all good and maybe not so good, but hopefully good
stores. Yeah,
record
everywhere.
outlets.
Yeah, some of the bigger stores and the Grace Brothers and all the little stores as well have got it. And so it's a good trip for the older people who want to buy our records, but can't afford to buy the collector prices, you know.
I think it's a terrific idea. And in
you.
fact, when 6 O'Clock was, when we were playing the intro part, the young boys around the studio were bopping, I'm here to tell you. See, that's the thing about that old music.
It is too. Yeah, it's the young ones as well, you know. A lot of our audiences, by the way, are around the 30 mark, 35 mark, and yet when you think of it, 35 years ago is when or 30 years ago is when I recorded these songs.
They were 5.
Yeah, 5 and younger. And there they are now, sitting in the audience going, yay, sing the song, and knowing the words. That's another thing.
Because their parents know them, you see.
That's what it is.
Terrific. Thanks, Lonnie Lee, for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Good, thank you, Jim.
And if you can catch up with Lonnie Lee anywhere, he's still working his little butt off, and he'd love to see you at one of his shows, but the record's great too. But you stay with us. We'll be back with the World President of the International Volunteers Association after this.
Come on, everybody, it's time to rock. Well, it's stop and it's rock. Come on, everybody, it's 6 o'clock. Well,
A few memories there. That is how 6 O'Clock Rock began each Saturday night, live from the ABC studios in Sydney. Well, today is the 30th anniversary of the first program. Before we speak to someone who was a regular on 6 O'Clock Rock, let's take a look at compere Johnny O'Keefe.
well, it's stop, well, it's rock. Come on, everybody, it's 6 o'clock. Hi, once again, and welcome to 6 O'Clock Rock. We hope you're going to have a ball with us this afternoon. A particular hello to all the people that are tuning in for the first time. We hope you like the session. Shoot the band. Yeah. We got a lot of new faces, as usual, on the program this afternoon. A little later, we'll be having Dig Richards, and we've got some terrific film shots of Louis Prima and Keely Smith.
Oh, I love it. Shoot the band. Well, joining us now, a regular from 6 O'Clock Rock, Lonnie Lee. Lonnie, good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Gee, a lot of people are going to have a great deal of difficulty believing it's 30 years since the show began.
Well, me for one. It's amazing that the time has just gone so fast, and just watching that clip just brought all the memories rushing back, because that's the first time I've seen it since those days.
It's very rare to have clips like that from the old days. They were live programs. We didn't have videotape facilities like we do today, so they are great pieces of archival material,
Oh,
aren't they?
just wonderful to see. I'm not on that particular clip, but it just brings the memories back. And like he said, shoot the band. He'd come out with all these incredible sayings, and I think they were just so spontaneous that today, with the taping and everything done, you know, if one makes a mistake, you go back, oh no, quit, let's do it again. But in those days, it went out warts and all.
Yeah, just like our show at times.
Is that right?
Tell me, working with O'Keefe, those days, just from that, he looks very fresh-faced, very with it, very alive.
Well, that really was him. That was one of the early shows, and I would say that that's maybe the thing that, in a way, made him stand out from all the rest of us. He was older than a lot of us guys. He was 5 years older than me. But the thing was, he had a vibrancy about him. You know, he really was a self-motivated man, and if it wasn't for him, and so someone like him, rock and roll would not have gone on like it did. And that showed in his face. When the accident happened, there was a little change there, but of course it was a great traumatic accident. You know.
You were good mates, weren't you? In fact, he was best man at your wedding.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh no, we were very, very close there for a while, and the only thing that stopped that was the fact that he started going overseas a little more. I started going overseas, and then we just, you know, went our own ways, you know, in a way. But we still corresponded right up to a couple of months before his death, and. It was a great loss to the industry as well as to a great friend.
But after 30 years, you're still working very heavily. But so many of your colleagues, like John and others, didn't survive the era. We're talking drugs, sex, rock and roll, booze, the lot. How did you come out of it so well?
Well, I was always a moderate. You know, I never really hit the booze. I never hit drugs at all. And I guess my being a moderate, I could have been an accountant or a lawyer or something like that. Well, maybe not a lawyer, I'd be a drunk, but but an accountant for sure, you know. But if I'd have gone those ways with those excesses, well, then of course that would have happened. But the drugs and all that stuff, as far as John is concerned, were not so much he went into them like today, let's go get into drugs. It was, I guess, the pressures then. Most of us guys, and in fact 99% of us, have come out, they're all looking quite young, they're all like over 45, you know, they all look very young, they're all singing around, they're all thrilling audiences just the same.
Talk about thrilling audiences, you're putting out an album that is really going to jog a few memories.
Yeah, well, that's what we've done to coincide with this 30th anniversary, and it's called the Legends of 6 O'Clock Rock, and that's what the guys are.
Who are they?
Well, I've got Lucky Starr, Warren Williams, Barry Stanton, Nolene Batley, Roland Storm, Adam, Alan Dale, a whole bunch of them. There's 13 of them, Jay Justin, 13 of them.
All new songs?
No, they're old songs, but new versions of their old hits, all their old hits. See, the old hits are very hard to come by. My records are worth $30, $40, $50, up to $300 for an album. So people that want to know our music, that don't want to pay that big money, haven't been able to buy our records. So we've re-recorded the old hits, so now they can walk into the store.
Are you a real collector's item now, Lonnie, are you?
I am.
I wouldn't say that too loudly.
Well, I don't have any dust on me, you know.
Well, congratulations, because I think the album concept sounds fabulous. You've gathered people from all around the world for it. Very best of luck, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Gary.
Well, on the 30th anniversary of 6 O'Clock Rock, there you have it. It has been a little while. Most of us, of course, don't remember. We just look forward to watching these little replays. In fact, we've got one more for you, Tallahassee Lassie.
Anyhow, here's the first cat to appear, and this is the first time that he's appeared. Everybody that knows the music business is predicting a real bright future for this cat. And he's going to sing a song called Tallahassee Lassie. We want you to watch him. We'd like you to let us know if you like him, because we want to have him on the program lots and lots of times. Here he is, Jimmy Griffiths.
Well, she comes from Tallahassee. Woo! She's got a high-class chassis. Woo! Baby looks a little sassy. Woo! But to me she's real classy. Woo! She's my Tallahassee lassie. Way down in Philly.
Well, it was a night, oh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. Well, the moon was bright, oh, how bright it was, it really was such a night. Well, the night was alive with stars up above, and when she kissed me, I had to fall in love. Oh, it was a kiss, oh, what a kiss, it really was such a kiss. Well, how she kissed, oh, how bright it was, it really was such a kiss. Just the thought of her lips sets me on fire. I reminisce, and I'm a filled with desire. Well, but I gave my heart to her in sweet surrender. How well I remember, I'll always remember. Oh, that night, oh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. Came the dawn, and my heart the night, and my love was gone. Well, but I'll never forget that kiss in the moonlight. How well I remember, I'll always remember. Oh, that night, oh, what it really was such a night. Came the dawn, and my heart the night, and my love was gone. Well, but I'll never forget that kiss in the moonlight. How well I remember, I'll always remember. Oh, that night, oh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. And when we kissed, I had to fall in love. Well, but I gave my heart to her in sweet surrender. How well I remember, I'll always remember. Oh, that night, oh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. And when we kissed, I had to fall in love. But now she's gone, gone, gone. Yes, she's gone, gone, gone. Came the dawn, 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 and my heart was gone. But before that dawn, yeah, before that dawn, ooh, before that dawn, ooh, oh, 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 such a night, ooh, yeah, such a night it was. Woo.
Hard is in Australia, and a beaut bloke. It's wonderful to see him again. Please welcome Mr. Lonnie Lee.
There was a night, oh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. Well, the moon was bright, oh, how bright it was, it really was such a night. Well, the night was alive with stars up above, and when she kissed me, I had to fall in love. Oh, it was a kiss, oh, what a kiss it was, it really was such a kiss. Oh, well, how she could kiss, oh, what a kiss it was, it really was such a kiss. Just the thought of her lips sets me on fire. I reminisce, and I'm filled with desire. Oh, but I gave my heart to her in sweet surrender. Oh, I remember, I'll always remember. Starlight, star bright, shine down on me. Bring back my baby back home to me. For a star I see in the heavens tonight. Bring back my baby to hold me tight. I found a new love. She is a true love. I found a new love to last me all of my life. I had an old love. She was a cold love. But I found a new love to last me all of my life. Well, no more blues. No, 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 no more fears. No more such a night. Well, the moon was bright, oh, how bright it was, it really was such a night. Well, the night was alive with stars up above, and when she kissed me, I had to fall in love. But now she's gone, yes, she's gone. Came the dawn, and my heart was gone. But before that dawn, yes, before that dawn, ooh, before that dawn, such a night, ooh, yeah.
A lot of memories for a lot of people. Mr. Yeah, more please for Lonnie. Come on. He's worth more than that. Lonnie Lee. And as I say, a lot of mums watching our program today would be delighted just to see and hear him again. I have 3. For introducing him, I'll mention to you that there are a couple of big dates for Lonnie. One of the absolute icons in Australian rock and roll. He was there when it all began. There's still doing a great job. This coming Friday at Wentworth Leagues Club, and this coming Saturday at Canterbury Hurlstone Park RSL, and then on Friday, June the 7th at Twin Towns RSL Tweeds Head, and then Saturday, June the 8th at noon, and also at 8 o'clock at the Winter Sun Festival Coolangatta at Toowoomba Sports Club. There's a chance of you seeing him in action. Actually, there are 2 separate dates, I beg your pardon. Saturday at noon on the 8th of June, the Winter Sun... Let's do it again. Oh, we're live, aren't we? Saturday, June the 8th at noon, the Winter Sun Festival Coolangatta, and then 8 o'clock that very same day, except that it's going to be at night. Well, 8 o'clock is at night, at the Toowoomba Sports Club. And Lonnie also appears every Wednesday night. You sure we can't do it again? No, he can't. He also appears at the MT Pritchard, I do beg your pardon, take 2 of the Mount Pritchard Community Club in Sydney as Lonnie Lee's Dance Ranch. And his latest CD, oh my God, this is the latest CD, which features 14 great songs and step calls by leading instructors, because Lonnie appears at the Lonnie Lee's Dance Ranch as an instructional... It's an instructional line dancing... Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. He does line dancing, and it's on every Wednesday. The beaut thing is he's with us this morning, backed by our own John, and also David Kerrigan. And here's a track from the CD, Lonnie Lee and Linda Lou.
Well, they call my baby Fatty, but I really was Linda Lou. Yeah. Well, they call my baby Fatty, but I really was Linda Lou. Well, she's fat, fat and pretty now. You never know what my baby's gonna do. Yeah, Linda Lou. When she's walking down the street, all the cats say, look around. She looks everybody in the eye. You never know what my baby's gonna put down. Yeah, everybody tells me she's the cutest little girl in town. Oh, I'm gonna marry that girl next Saturday night. Take her out for the rest of my life. From now on, my lonely days are through. La 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 la. Linda Lou, Linda Lou, Linda Lou, tell me. You gotta tell me what to do. I had a real bad dream. You told me that we were through. Oh yeah. And if you ever gonna leave, you're gonna bring my poor heart into you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all because of you. It's all because of you. It's all because of you. It's all because of that chick. Linda Lou, Linda Lou, Linda Lou, tell me. You gotta tell me what to do. Yeah, I had a real bad dream. You told me that we were through. And if you ever gonna leave, you're gonna break my poor heart in two. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Luxury's ranch. What happens there?
Actually, what it is, Bert, is, well, of course, you were too young, but at the beginning of the rock and roll era, you know, there was the dance that more or less started everything happening, not so much the music, people coming to dances.
Sure.
It's really happened again now with line dance. Right. And that's what this is. I still do rock and roll and this sort of stuff, you know, but everybody's there. It's every Wednesday night, and we have like 400 or 500 people there.
And whereabouts, Lonnie?
At Mount Pritchard in Sydney. Mount Pritchard Community Club.
Every Wednesday night?
Every Wednesday night. That's great fun, Bert.
And thanks for the cap, too. With your permission, I'd like to give this to Bob Loxton, our director, who did a great job there. He got right into the spirit, and he was back in his countdown days. And he loves caps. So hail, hail, rock and roll. Lonnie Lee's, and that's for Bob. Come back and see us again soon, won't you? Please thank Lonnie Lee.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this, by the way, is the CD, Lonnie's latest CD that you can look for. That's available too. And the dates I mentioned to you before, I won't go through them now because the news is on 11:30, but he's playing basically everywhere. Exciting times for Lonnie. Speaking of exciting... And speaking of great music, it is terrific to have on the show this morning an old friend. Lonnie Lee is with us. I'm Hurtin' is the song, and here's Lonnie.
Because you won't come back, I'm so sorry. I'm all alone, the lonely one, I'm hurting. I'm all confused and all on fire. There's thoughts of loneliness replace desire. I'm sorry, so sorry. I'm all alone, the lonely one, and all because you won't come back. I'm hurting, always hurting. Is this the way you made me pay? I'm hurting. Broken hearts and unused dreams, a world within another world, it seems. And all of my days I'm crying, all of my nights just
Thank you, Lonnie. It is just terrific to see you again. Welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Bert. Wonderful to be here.
Just thinking, whilst I was watching you perform then, very long, very successful career. I mean, you're one of the original rockers. You were there with all the other guys. Just thinking, I mean, in comparison to wonderful people like Johnny O'Keefe, whom I just adored, but, I mean, you were the guy, you didn't drink, you didn't smoke, didn't go out with bad people. I think you're a vegetarian, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I've maintained to, mind you, look at yourself. Gee, I mean, you know, I can
That's the
remember...
same sort of story you're suggesting?
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. I can remember going on when I was young and you were young and on the Hi-Fi show. Remember the Hi-Fi?
Yeah, it was my father. But just great to see you. And this, by the way, is from the new CD by Lonnie. There it is, Don't Look Back, it's called. And just wonderful to see you. Lonnie Lee.
Thank you.
Just unaccompanied, just do the first line of I Found a New Love.
Oh, that's I found a new love. She is a true love.
Yeah.
I found a new love. to last me all of my life.
Don't know what that did for you, but it did a lot for me. A lot of great memories. Lonnie Lee, he's not perfect, by the way. I once saw him jump off a bus before it actually stopped, but I mean, he's a pretty good guy. Okay, now here's Susie.
Your host, John.
Welcome back, and keep the applause coming for Lonnie Lee. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you, John. My
and
pleasure.
I believe you're in town all week. And
it was a wonderful time, and met a lot of wonderful people. It was very inspiring, you know.
I'm not complaining by any means, but what brought you back to Australia? I mean, we're thrilled to have you back in town.
Yeah, well, actually, we're going back again now to the nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
In the early 80s, or mid-80s, there was a very big revival with, and I was doing shows with Fabian and the Diamonds and the Coasters and all those people right through America. So I thought, well, maybe it'll hit Australia as well. So I came back here and got on the wave of the nostalgia trip here too.
Good for you. Well, as I mentioned, you're in Sydney all this week, so we can enjoy, you're going to come in?
Wonderful. Oh,
every day and do a song from the new album?
Yes, wonderful.
We'll give you a hand with this one because it's great to see you back in town. Lonnie Lee,
Great.
Here's the new album, and I don't have to say goodbye, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Lonnie Lee. Thank you for coming in this morning, folks. Okay. We're going to cross to the newsroom now for the very... Welcome back to At Home, right around Australia on the 7 and Prime networks. It's great to be with you this morning. Well, I asked the question before the commercial break. I ask it again. Do you remember that great rock and roller of the 60s, Lonnie Lee? Some of us never forgot him, and here he is to sing for us this morning. Lonnie Lee.
When the city lights go dim, he'll be coming home, but then she won't be there, 'cause she's here alone with me. As I kiss her sweet lips, he'll be walking up the steps of the house that's not a home, 'cause love's just not around. That's when I came into view. That's when I started loving you. Ooh, it's alright, love is here tonight. In the early morning dew, he'll know his cheating ways are through. Maybe he'll think of how he broke your heart so many times, but you're worth much more than this, and I hunger for your kiss. The way he did you wrong is known by everyone in town. That's when I came into view. That's when I started loving you. It's alright, love is here tonight. That's when
That's when I started loving you. It's alright, love is here tonight. It's alright, love is here tonight.
Thanks a lot, Di. Well, he joins us again today. It was great to see Lonnie Lee yesterday. Of course, you all remember Lonnie Lee from the 60s. He was a rock and roller. These days, he's doing country. And from his new album called Don't Look Back, this morning, he's going to do Rain for us. Big hand for Lonnie Lee.
Don't look back, keep your eyes on the track, 'cause love lies straight ahead. Ain't no turning, bridges burning, 'cause of things you might have said. You'll be walking over fields of clover, freer than a bird in flight. Leave the byway, take the highway, love is gonna be alright. Hey, 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 love is gonna be alright. Gonna touch it, gonna feel it, gonna be in sheer delight. Hey, 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 it's bound to happen now and then. Gonna live my life in love again. I'm just like you and I'm traveling too, a feeling that I had before. The blues have got me, really stopped me, had me right against the wall. Gonna give up the old road, get on the new road, let them know I'm back again. Step on the gas, gonna get there fast, live my life in love again. Yeah, hey, hey, love is gonna be alright. Gonna touch it, gonna feel it, gonna be in sheer delight. Hey, 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 it's bound to happen now and then. Gonna live my life in love again. Hey, 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 love is gonna be alright. Gonna touch it, gonna feel it, gonna be in sheer delight. Hey, 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 it's bound to happen now and then. Gonna live my life in love again. All right.
You're an old rock and roller. You probably remember Lonnie Lee.
Absolutely.
Well, he went away as a pop singer and came back as a country singer after living a few years in the States. He's been with us all week and he's with us this morning. Stick around and have a listen to this. Lonnie Lee with I'm Hurtin'.
I'm hurting, always hurting, feeling bad, feeling sad, and all because you won't come back. I'm sorry, so sorry. I'm all alone, the lonely one. I'm hurting. I'm all confused and all on fire. These thoughts of loneliness replace desire. And all of my days I'm crying. All of my nights just dying. Sighing. I'm hurting. I'm hurting. I'm hurting. I'm sorry, so sorry. I'm all alone, the lonely one, and all because you won't come back. I'm hurting, always hurting.
way you make me pay, I'm hurting. I'm all confused and all on fire. These thoughts of loneliness replace desire.
Time now for some music, so you can sit back and relax after that important message and just sort of enjoy the music of Lonnie Lee, who we've been featuring all this week. As you know, he's got a new album out called Don't Look Back. He's going to perform for us this morning. Low Down Feeling, Lonnie Lee, who's back bigger, bolder and more country than ever. Lonnie Lee, everyone.
In the late hours of the evening, when I think of you the most, when this lonely man is sorry for the love that he has lost, and in the early morning, as the sun begins to melt the dew, I think of your sweet kisses and the love I had for you. It's in the late hours of the evening, when time is standing still and thoughts of good time loving are all that I can feel. And when the sky is black and only moonshine filters through to me, I think of your sweet kisses and the love you had for me. Well, it's this low down feeling that I feel when things ain't right. It's this low down feeling that creeps round in the night, and every night I pay the price of slipping round with someone new. My mind won't free this broken heart from memories of you. It's this low down feeling. It's this low down feeling.
Lee, who's been featured all this week and done a great job too, is back with us this morning. Got a great song for you. Good rockin' tonight. Big welcome for Lonnie Lee.
She'll know what a mighty man I am. I heard the news, there's good rockin' tonight. I'm gonna have me here tomorrow behind the barn. Don't you be afraid, I'm gonna do you no harm. I want you to bring along my rockin' shoes, cause tonight we're gonna rock away on my blues. I heard the news, there's good rockin' tonight.
Lonnie Lee, and he's been performing for us all week, and I'm going to tell you a little bit later in the show how you can win one of Lonnie's CDs for 5 people. I'll tell you how you can win a Lonnie Lee CD a little bit later in the show. But
air conditioning too.
That's right, the air
The drying eyes out. Beth is this morning. Oh,
hello, Beth.
Wardrobe lady.
Yes.
Now, if you need anything.
Lovely, thank you, Beth.
And are you fine? You have everything
Yes.
you need and pressed?
Thank you very much, yes, everything's
In order?
pressed. I've been pressed.
Well, we're sort of casual anyway, because he's only wearing just a white t-shirt and a nice top rather than have crinkly shirts and things.
Yeah, that's Suzanne.
Hello, Suzanne.
Hello.
Well, I'll go back. No,
Yes,
in the studio.
Nothing from us. Nice to meet you.
And you.
Oh, we are. We try to get it all done, otherwise it causes everybody else problems. Oh, Brett, I'll see you too. Hang on. Hello.
There it is and out.